Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining the Sierra Club Iowa Chapter Friday Weekly Lunch and Learn. Every Friday at noon, Sierra Club Iowa Chapter goes live to give you an important environmental update, and we have an exciting one for you. I'm sure the words Pattison Sand sound very familiar because it is a company that we have been working hard to make sure they don't squander our water. And we have another victory on the Sand front for you today. So I will hand it off to our chapter director, Pam Mackey-Taylor, and she is going to tell us about our latest victory with Pattison Sand. So take it away, Pam.
Thank you very much. So Pattison Sand is a sand mining operation in Clayton County. And this is a picture of the slide of the sand mine. And this next slide we're showing has another picture of the operation. They mine silica sand and it's used for fracking for oil and maybe for some other things, but fracking for oil is the most common use of this sand. And the silica sand is perfectly spherical, which makes it ideal for fracking. So on the next slide, we're going to show you where Pattison Sand is located. So Pattison Sand is in Clayton County, Iowa. And this map shows where Clayton County is. It's kind of in the center of the map. The yellow is Minnesota. The blue ribbon running through it is the Mississippi River. And then to the right is Wisconsin. So let's zone in on Clayton County. And the area we're talking about is Clayton. And then we're also going to be mentioning Garnavillo. They're in the middle of the slide. And Clayton is the location of the sand mine. And then Garnavillo is a community that is drawing community water. And that's going to be affected by the sand mine operation. So on the next slide is a view of the Pattison Sand from Google Earth. And to give you an idea of what's on the map, the gray on the right is the Mississippi River. And then there's a dashed line that is a separation between Iowa and Wisconsin. The mining operation itself looks like that moonscape. And around it, there's some dark green, which is tree cover. And then the lighter brownish areas are farm fields. And then the ribbon-looking design through it are roads. So it's a pretty sizable operation. Like I say, it's very visible from Google Earth. So on the next slide, we're going to talk about Pattison Sand's water withdrawal request. So Pattison right now is allowed to withdraw 776 million gallons of water annually for its mining operation. In 2020, Pattison requested a permit to withdraw 2.1 billion gallons of water per year from the Jordan Aquifer and to send that water to the western states that were suffering a drought. Now, the DNR looked at this. They did not grant the permit because there was insufficient information provided by Pattison. The DNR requested more information. Pattison didn't provide it and withdrew its application instead. So we thought that was a victory and that was the end of it. However, they came back in September of 2024. And that time, Pattison requested to withdraw 3.7 billion gallons of water annually from several sources, including the Jordan Aquifer. Now, the water was allegedly supposed to be used for their mining operation, but it didn't explain why almost 4 times the current water withdrawal was necessary for the mining operation. So there were all kinds of red flags that were risen because of that. Now, the public response was outrage. The DNR had reviewed the permit, and the DNR said that the requested water withdrawal will not adversely impact the water supply of the city of Garnavillo and the private water wells in the area. Wait a minute, it said it will adversely affect, but even though it would adversely affect the wells of Garnavillo and the private wells, the DNR decided to grant a permit as a preliminary decision. And the second step that had to happen in this preliminary decision was a public hearing. And that's where the public became very, very outraged because the city of Garnavillo is affected by this. The private wells could be drained. People were very, very alarmed. And at the same time, this falls in the background of issues related to aquifers across the state. Iowa's precious resource of groundwater is under assault across the state. Cities, industry, and farming are deleting the aquifers more quickly than they can be recharged. And the Jordan Aquifer is one that's really under assault. The public, Iowa legislators, and state officials must take this problem seriously. And there are many important questions we cannot answer today, such as how much water remains in the aquifers, how fast they're depleting, how many years of water do we have left if Iowa approves large water withdrawal for future uses, and most importantly, what do we do when we run out of water? And so with that as the background, the public outrage over the specific permit requested by Pattison and these bigger issues, the DNR has paused the decision on the September 24th request, the September 2024 request by Pattison. So the DNR is asking the Iowa Geological Survey for a comprehensive evaluation to better understand the potential impacts of the proposed increase in water withdrawals. They're investigating potential impacts on nearby private wells and public wells, water levels, and regional aquifers. And the study is expected to be completed by June 30th, 2026. No decision will be made on the permit until the study is finalized and thoroughly reviewed. Now, this is a major win, and it is thanks to the work that the public did in responding to the DNR at the public hearing, writing letters, communicating to the DNR that this permit and its withdrawal needed to be examined further. So a big shout out and a big thank you to everyone involved in this. Now, we're not done yet. And on the final stage of this process is a public information meeting. And that's going to be held August 22nd from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. at the Keystone Area Education Agency in Elkader. And representatives from state agencies will be present to answer questions and to review what's going on. There will be representatives from the DNR Water Use Program. That's the agency that will permit this permit or deny it. The Department of Natural Resources Field Office will be present, and the Iowa Geological Survey. And at the meeting, the Iowa Geological Survey will offer technical insights into concerns, possible effects on private and public wells, local water levels, and the health of the regional aquifers. And so if you've been following this and have time, we encourage you to go to Elkader and hear what they have to say and advocate for a thorough study. And we hope to see you there. And if there are any questions, please let us know right now and we'll answer them.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Pam. That is awesome that we have this project on hold still, and hopefully we will continue to just shut it down. There is one question. They're wondering, what's the public informational meeting for if they're doing all this study? Shouldn't it be after the study?
So there obviously will be some informational meeting after the study is done and the DNR looks at that permit again. But this is to keep the public informed, let them know what's happening, and entertain either questions or comments from us. So this is also a key step, and we do need to participate and take this seriously.
Yeah, because if we don't show up, they're going to think we don't care. So it's a good excuse to get up to Northeast Iowa and explore some of the beautiful natural areas out there.
And for those of you who are not familiar with this area, there are a lot of bluffs. It's a very scenic area. And when you start destroying the bluff lands, that has impacts upon tourism and again, with this case, it's local drinking water. So it's important to stay involved.
Well, thank you, Pam, and thank you everyone for tuning in to our Friday weekly Lunch and Learn. We'll be back next Friday at noon with another topic. So have a great weekend, and if you come up with any questions later on the day, just put those in the comments and we'll respond there. So have a good weekend. Bye.